I'm gonna go to recording. All right, guys, I'm recording just so you guys know. So it's November 13th, just for the record. I don't know who's all coming on tonight. We did have a lender who was gonna come on tonight, but has a closing early in the morning, so they may or may not be on. So I was just gonna prepare to introduce them. Also, we had John Ochovic, who Chris knows, and some other people come on. He's awesome. He joined on over the weekend, and he's got 20-year history of lending. And so I'm working on two more lenders, and then I'm done with one. We're gonna be pretty much got everybody we need. We have everything going on. I wanted to make sure everybody tonight knows that we are obviously playing a huge role at Agents Gather. So if you have not set up your account there, set up your it's free for life premium account. If you join and you can't get access to the premium, you guys can hit Danny up in the group. So let me make sure you guys have the website and then know to hit Danny up in the group. So that way, if you guys so we can get I don't know if he has a code or something to give you guys the premium. So and once you're there, you want to find our group there, my group, me, because we have a group there and we're going to be putting a lot of content there. But in our group on Facebook, just reach out to Danny, Danny Skelly, and I put his information there for you guys. So Danny's in the group. If you guys join and you have if you get over to the premium allows you guys to put listings in there. It allows you guys to blog. It allows you guys to do a lot more stuff. You can access a lot more of the private groups and stuff. It's going to be phenomenal. I actually think, literally, I'm really impressed with it. I don't know if everybody here has been on it so far. It's like I said, Danny, and the ability is, I literally, if you guys go to the website and you see the building, the log office building that's on there, his office is in that building, and like, my bank is on the other side on the lower, it's on a hillside, and my bank's on the, below his office, so I can go there instead of going to Lightspeed, and which is in Las Vegas. I could just go like a mile and a half, and I can make content if I have to. So we're talking about being able to use his office. He's actually listing it for his landlord. It's like 1.2 million. It was something Kevin and I were looking at buying a few years ago when we were doing our capital raise. So it's a huge thing to have Danny build that and have one of your good friends do it, because I think honestly it's going to be huge for us. Having 100 people, or all the people plus all the other people in the free groups we have, being able to go in there and put 200 or 300 people in there is going to be able to help us shape the investor side. And it's a great place to work together because obviously he's got agents. He is an agent. He's licensed in Colorado and licensed in Florida. And being able to connect with agents as well as appraisers and title companies and contractors. No one else has really done that. Bigger Pockets is so investor oriented that you don't see a lot of people. I don't see a lot of people. Danny's on there, and he said he doesn't go there because he said it's so anti-agent. You guys know it's like there's agents have things against wholesalers, vice versa. So I think what the group is going to be able to get off to a good start is being a social network for uh, just real estate as a whole. I've been putting some like blogs I did with ChatGPT. I like putting in there because I can focus on what I'm my topic, and I can put in the parameters and the prompts and come up with this thing, and then I can build the conversation off of that. And somebody actually criticized that Bigger Pockets. Oh, you're posting something you did on ChatGPT, and I'm like, you know, it's a future. It's not like it's plagiarized. I just put my prompts in there and stuff like that. I'm trying to build content over there. We're going to start building a lot of, I got my new camera and stuff. I won't be, you guys aren't going to see me here at home. It's going to be a lot of very high end, a lot better content than what I did on Zoom. And a lot of it will be pre-recorded. I don't like doing pre-recorded. I just told Chris earlier. We don't want to get the group so big that you guys see a lot of people that everything's pre-recorded. I don't want to get into the hundreds of thousands of people, because that's really it decreases my ability to be myself. I forget who it was now. They're in the group. They actually it's like Yogi, and well, Yogi's on. It's like, and he's on right now, but also like a few people that just joined, like John said, basically people, and I forget exactly who it was. It was just somebody like them. I talked to them for 3 or 4 months, and they said, I followed your YouTube, and said you were like the only person that seemed real out there. And it's like I don't want to lose that, because you guys are important to me. Like I said, providing resources to you guys is awesome. And I'm looking for every edge I can hand you guys more resources, every edge for you. A lot of people out there just they probably don't care. They charge a couple $1,000. They start getting hundreds, if not thousands of people. And, they're, everything they have to do is pre-recorded. It's like, I don't like doing these. I don't want to do this big, What's about you guys? So just to kind of long story short, what I'm asking people to do, over the next week and a half, obviously, we will be meeting Wednesday this week. We will not be meeting Wednesday next week for obviously Thanksgiving. Monday we'll meet, and then we're taking that week off, and then we'll be back the next week, and then three Wednesdays. In January, we will be doing all the Wednesdays. We'll pretty much be doing a lot of this stuff, on Zoom, but I will be posting it to the Peg Agents Gather instead of in the YouTube. We'll still have the YouTube group. I mean, everybody's still, we're still always going to have that, but I'm going to put a lot of the content over there. And then there'll also be some free content to try to bring, because I'm trying to bring resources to you guys. You guys have been around, know that I've been trying to work on the one-on-one group. We're going to try to recruit a whole lot of people coming to that side to come and work with you guys. And it's an incredible opportunity to do that. I've been watching a lot of, things like third party, like outside of real estate. You guys saw my video last night. I went a half an hour. I was only planning to go like 10 minutes, just kind of do a live stream. I started watching a lot of the processes that are like, I like building layers into things. I like making sure that you guys, the first thing you guys need to do when people get into real estate is they really need to understand the money side, the lender side, the funding. Because if you do that, you can do anything. Then you know what you can do. It's easy to structure. Not everybody else that I've always seen when I was brokering, I got frustrated because you guys know this. Everybody's in the group right now. If you're lending money, if you're doing anything, the biggest problem is a lot of people get in, they start wanting to do things and they don't understand the money, and they're like, they think they can, it's no money down. They don't need any of their own money, things like that. You guys see it all the time. So that's what we try to focus on. This group is trying to focus on the money. You guys saw my $2,500 post. I'm trying to make a reference to this group. If you're doing residential, if you're doing single family or rentals, you could use Privy. And then little things you got to do like LLCs, things like that. Nobody should have to spend more than about $2,500 in their business. It's not like going out there and spending $5,000 or $10,000 on you're paying fortune builders or all those, you guys that have been in the group have heard me say this before. Anybody that's new, I know Yogi, Evan, you're obviously here for the first time. I went to 23, I'm sorry if it's redundant, Chris, and some of you guys have probably heard this before. Sammy's probably heard it a few times because he's been in since January. But I went to 23 seminars myself, wanted to be flip houses, just like the TV show, just like all the ads, going back to the 90s probably. And I used to get frustrated. I walked out because I'm like, nobody tells me where I'm supposed to get the money, how I'm supposed to get the money, what I qualify for. They don't tell you that. You guys have been kind of seminars, you know that. You go to any of these HGTV, A&E celebrities, they're never at these events. So I finally went to the Lee Arnold one. It was 3 days. I'm like, all the other ones are 2 days. Why is this 3 days? And they took us on a bus tour, all kinds of stuff. I signed up for Private Money Broker. I did 250 deals. And you guys have been around know that I did my seventh deal in the business was a $7.2 million deal. I made, $212,000 for my broker fee, which is pretty substantial. Lee Arnold promotes that a lot. If you guys, if you're, I think you guys know Ginger, who's in the group, went up, obviously she got food poisoning, if you guys remember. So she spent a couple days in the hospital. That was about a month and a half ago. And but Lee Arnold basically talks about me at their broker program because of that deal. And I put together that was my seventh deal out of that, and I did 250 deals. Where I'm going with this is that I'm still was frustrated because I was frustrated for my clients. I was frustrated for people in the real estate, and it's the same story. So if I create this group that basically is lenders and funders and people that are, we got people that just are looking to borrow money as well. We're going to basically solve a lot of problems for people, and we're going to have a place for them to go. And that's what this phase two, I don't know if I'm going to call it phase two, but the one-on-one group that is going to be built for you guys to work with new people that are coming in, and you guys can partner with them. You can loan money to them. You can do deals with them. They can wholesale. We talk about two income streams because people don't usually have income streams in real estate when they start this. They look at a flip and make money right away. But if we can sit there and go, we can slow you down. We can teach you how to wholesale with our EMD program, with Gwen's EMD program, and we can teach you how to broker private money. You can broker for life changing. You can broker for Rock. You can book, Vizio. Matt Moreland got signed up with Vizio. Willie's and doing Rock. A couple other, I think he's Vizio and a couple other ones. A lot of people are brokering. You do those two income streams, you got time to actually learn the business. People have time to actually learn the numbers, learn the systems, get they know what a lot better what they're doing. It's easier for them to go, okay, now I want to do this. And now they've got the resources and they got that little bit of income and cash flow. They can use that to leverage the money. If they work with Life Changing, they work with anybody that's a lender in our group or if it's a broker, and they're going to have that relationship. They're going to have that relationship, and they're going to have the cash flow and income that lender's going to see that. Casey's going to report back to Clint and Ryan and say, hey, this guy's been in the program. He's brokering deals for us. He's brokering deals for other people. He's wholesaling. He knows what he's doing. That's a relationship. That's a lot of the huge risk management, risk reduction. So that's kind of what we're going to be really focusing on is trying to teach people how to do those streams. And then with all those people, everybody that's in above us, basically set up an opportunity for you guys to lend money to them, broker money to them, do deals with them, and also then what you're doing. So the point of this now of this conversation, what I'm trying to tell you guys is we want everybody in the next week and while Thanksgiving, obviously you spend time with your family. I'll be spending time with mine Wednesday through Black Friday, things like that. But I want everybody to focus if you're watching, if you're not on, but if you're watching and you're on, because we talk to everybody like 100 people are here. We want you to put together what you want to do, what you want to get out of the group, what resources you've seen already in the files and the guide section, and what you need for your business that is there, and what you need for your business that is not there. So I know I can to go get it for you. I have other resources I can go get. I want to go get them for you, so you have them. So I need that feedback in the next week. 2 weeks before probably December starts, because December a lot of things are going to slow down. Everybody's going to go on holidays. We got I don't know. We probably got people doing Hanukkah, people doing Christmas, people doing all kinds of stuff. Some people not at all. But we want to make sure that as we get into mid-December, people start zoning out for the holidays or getting whatever. You guys know Wall Street pretty much is non-existent after about the third week in December. All those guys are out the door till after New Year's. But we want everybody to kind of spend their time in the next 2 weeks around Thanksgiving break, to come up with what resources you need for your business. I'm going to do a one-on-one call with everybody, every associate. It's going to be taking me a couple weeks to do it. So I'm going to basically just tell everybody who's, tell me when you're ready and when you can do a slot. We're going to do a one-on-one. I want you to tell me what resources you need that I don't have. And we're going to try to also make sure the resources we have, you can pull down from files. I can get them to you specifically. If I have to send them to you in an email, you have them specifically. You don't have to go and hunt for them in files. We can make sure that you have those resources. If you need lenders, if you're doing deals, try to match you up with who's the best lender, who's the best broker that's in our group. You know them. People hit me up every day. Who does this? Who does that? I try to set it up, but I want to make sure that you guys have that. So if the lender is better suited for your business, you're doing this, and I've got a lender that can do that. You already know them because you're already in the group with them. But I want to make sure that this is the person that you need to be working with. These are the resources you need. These are the resources you have. Now you can, over Christmas, you guys can start, kind of going into that, seeing what you need for your business. So everybody hits the ground running on January, ground up. And by that time, we'll be pretty much doing a lot of stuff at Agents Gather. There'll be a lot of stuff in our private group there. We do have a private group. I have a public, like I said, a public group to promote and all that stuff. And you guys will see me posting a lot of stuff just to help Danny out, get content over there. But we'll still be doing the Facebook group here, obviously. And then we'll be using Zoom because it's just the best, for us to meet on Wednesdays or Mondays or whatever. It's the best format, just the easiest to do for us because I don't like to do all the, I'm going to be doing a lot of fancy editing for the content, not necessarily for us. And you guys that have been know that I don't do a lot of, I'm not really, I don't like doing a lot of the fancy stuff. It's me. I try to be real. I just want to come and talk to you guys. And, the other thing I got to mention is screen shares. Screen sharing doesn't really show up. I found out through the Zoom if you watch it. So I'm trying to figure that out with Zoom. So I put a support call in to how people who aren't on can see the screen sharing. If you know how, don't tell me now that you can do a private call with me. I'm trying to get that sorted out so I can make sure that everybody sees everything that we do that they're not able to be on. We're obviously solid, as far as people in our group, and a lot of people have their 9 to 5s if they still are working. They have their children, their families. It's holidays, guys. It's holidays. We all know everybody's going to be kind of checking out to a certain point. With that said, guys, since Casey's on, hey, I just got a question for you. So, Casey, did I see something where you post where you got somebody said 236 credit score approved? Let's see if he's answering.
Yeah, not approved, but basically we got a bunch of projects that or products that just came out this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
So we're looking at like 0 credit scores, 1 credit score. We're working on the 235, and I'm not saying like it's an easy process. We got it done with science. Like there's still going to be hurdles on it,
Oh,
but not
yeah,
like a
I
lot
saw
of
that. I fell out of my chair.
it.
Yeah, I fell out. I was
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
crap.
vendors won't touch that, but I will. So,
Yeah.
but
No, I
I'm not
just
even really working on it, so it doesn't matter anyway.
oh
Like I'm
no,
not in
yeah,
that state.
I was just gonna ask you because I saw that like 5 minutes before I logged in. I saw, oh wow, I'd ask him that when I see him next. Um, anything? I mean, you guys got a lot of new stuff going on, so I definitely want to make sure we get it out to all the associates so they can take advantage of your programs.
Stuff launching. I'm gonna be a little bit quicker on knowing about it if it's within our network, but
Yeah,
um, there's stuff launching where because I'm not on the traditional side, and a lot of the products are coming from the traditional side. I'm
yeah,
not doing those, but they're launching a lot quicker and they're changing stuff. And then they're now doing stuff where it's like for 6 weeks they'll do this, and then after 6 weeks that program's gone. So
yeah.
stuff like that happening.
All right. Well, that's what because right before you logged on, I was telling everybody what I'm going to be doing too is over the next 2 weeks between while everybody's kind of checking out for Thanksgiving holiday, for everybody to kind of look at what resources that I have in the group already that could benefit them but what resources they need that I can bring to them in December before they check out for everybody starts checking out for the holidays. So we want to make sure that everybody gets the right resources, and that includes connecting with the right lenders like yourself. I know Simi's on right now. A few other people are, with Willie and obviously Gwen and stuff. Gwen's got some good programs. I did send you that one from Corrado. He's one of our original guys with me and Kevin. He's been with us for like 4 or 5 years.
One
Yeah.
you DM'd me about just now?
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Okay.
in Florida. So whenever you get a chance, I'm gonna also refer him to Gwen because he does some small stuff and he does some big stuff. He does some out of the box
Um,
stuff. He's solid. Him and his
yeah,
buddy they have their own fund and all that too. So they've got a fund as
and
well.
we're doing like I got it's a little I got one loan right now that's just super hairy. We're going back and forth with like 3 or 4 different people on it. Um, I got one that's a commercial loan that's going to close. I got one that we're going to actually challenge appraisal on, so we don't have to order another appraisal because the guy's just lowballing us on the appraiser side.
Yeah.
And then I got another one. I got another one closed today that Willie sent me. We're working on getting that one set up and ready to go and get final terms, or at least quotable terms ready.
Yeah.
And then we got I got one. I got actually 2 from Bill, the refi and the actual new project. So
Yeah. And then Corrado's got I mean, I'll give you a real quick synopsis. The guys that are on, all of you that are on right now will get blown away by this. He got quit claimed a $30 million property in Manhattan in New York City, apartment, like penthouse, kind of $30 million value. And so he's going to be looking to do I don't know, it's going to be bridge loan or something. I don't know the specifics. I just said a few people that are in our group, I'm just going to refer him over to him to talk to him. It's got a lot of expensive artwork and furniture, high appraisal. It's almost like a refi or a bridge. So I don't know exactly the terms. I mean, I'll just refer it over to you, and maybe you probably gotta take it to Ryan or take it to Clint or something to see if they
it's
got.
probably gonna.
Yeah,
What kind of property is it?
I don't know specifically. I mean, I talked to him right before I got on. He's in Florida, so I
But
will.
it's a
Yeah,
in man.
I'll get the email and I'll just forward you the email. So it's got all the details. He sent me all the details. I just haven't opened it because I logged on to here like 5 minutes after I talked to him.
New York is hard, and I say New York is hard
Well, no.
because a lot of actors don't want to do New York because of all the freaking rules. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So he knows that. No, he's been around. He has a fun. I mean, he's very experienced. So I mean, I referred him over to Gwen too, because she might have some people that she knows from the Fed, from the all that stuff that maybe, it's just a good deal. And Crowd is one of the solid guys. I mean, he's been working with me and Kevin for 5 years. So
yeah, and
yeah,
usually if we can't get it done, there's a reason why, and it either could be that like I talked to a guy today or the other day, and he wanted a $2 million HELOC. That's fine, but HELOC is not the greatest.
no, it's not the great. It's
HELOC
not
is
the
not the
yeah.
price right now.
Yeah, it sucks. Everything's like, we talked about that too. I mean, I've seen some things being posted on Danny's new Agents Gather, and it's like, man, there's some stuff that's like, on the traditional side, because the one good thing, that's why I keep telling everybody they need to get their account there, because they're going to get to interact with a lot of people they probably don't on Facebook and our groups. Because even the groups that we're not in, I mean, that I'm in, or, besides our associate groups, there's a lot of people that are in regular, well, obviously Jim's group before it got shut, we lost 390,000 people group, but learning a lot about the conventional side, a lot of, realtors, and a lot of people like realtors and wholesalers are going on it right now. Realtors are, they just had that ruling with the NAR or whatever, that's affecting buyers, agents and stuff. And wholesalers are talking about trying to take advantage of that. Like, oh, now they're not going to have people looking out for them. And it's like, just why don't just everybody work together? Because we're going through an economic situation. We need to work together. We have to, collaboration is going to be better for everybody. So like I said, if you guys are on right now, anybody that's watching that's not on, get your account at agentsgather.com. And then, when you need to get the premium, you get free premium for life. He's doing $14.95 a month right now for anybody that's not in our program for that. And you can blog, you can put listings, all kinds of stuff when you have premium. For us, it's premium for life. So you guys imagine being in the first 1% of 1% of Bigger Pockets. I mean, literally, we're starting an incredible platform from the ground up. He's put a lot of money into it. He's going to put more money into it. It's going to be really huge. And it's very well, if you guys haven't been on there yet, it's very well put together and very, you don't have to, I mean, right now, obviously there's not a lot of stuff on there. So it's not like, 5 years from now when it might be a different story at some point. Right now, it's easy to navigate, and that's important. Navigation is really important. Now, going back to what I was talking about in my video, guys, somebody said, "Hey, you seem like you went off real estate topic." I've been studying a lot of. I like to study a lot of things like, how do you put a multi-platinum record together in a recording studio? Well, it's quite different now than it used to be, but I started watching, just for you guys, and this is outside of real estate, so I'm going to give you the disclaimer. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos at Sunset Sound. If you guys know what Sunset Sound is, it's probably one of the premier recording studios, legendary, been around 60 something years in Hollywood. The Van Halen cut their demos there before they were ever signed to a record company, things like that. So I've been interested in watching how things evolve. And then I start putting together, how does it actually adapt to our industry, because our industry is evolving. We are getting more technology. We're getting into Privy. We're getting into, you don't need to do cold calling. You don't need to do scripts anymore. You can get Privy, and you can actually go in, get an on and off market deal, do the comps, make the call. You can get a property, then you can shoot it over to Casey, and you can probably get it funded. And you've got a really good, you got all the system, you get it approved. Yeah, so we're going that what I'm talking about, what they're doing is, you guys remember, I don't know if you guys ever been to a recording studio, or you guys have seen the pictures. They used to have the big tape and the rolls of tape, right? That were like, that's how they recorded on, and they had to do a felt tip and a razor blade to do editing and stuff like that. They were talking about how Prince, you guys remember Prince, you used to do like little micro cuts on the tape for like When Doves Cry, Little Red Corvette. They were talking about this, and these two female, they were like, you can imagine being a young female engineer in Hollywood in a recording studio in the 80s. They were joking about all the stuff that happened, all the shenanigans. They'd be like an HR nightmare every minute of every day now. for what used to happen in the recording studios in Hollywood back in the 80s. But I was fascinated by learning how things have changed so much. They got these things called Pro Tools where they do all their editing, all their savings. You know, they used to have 24 track, 48 track. When Toto, the band, you know, obviously I'm a huge Toto fan. I'm wearing my Toto hat right now. When they made Africa, they had 24 track machines, and those were like, they looked like dishwashers with the big reels on the top to record, and they had to put four of them together, and they had to do all kinds of things. Like they actually, Eddie Van Halen and Steve Lukather from Toto did all the guitar parts for Michael Jackson's Thriller album, and it got screwed up at Eddie Van Halen's house, and they basically, it could not sync to the rest of the album, and they had to save it. There's so much technology. So what I'm trying to say, you know, going back to our industry, we are in the process of a huge change in the ability for real estate investors to connect with sellers, to connect with buyers, to connect with lenders through technology, through the digital age, and not just the old school way. And I think our group is really, you know, we're kind of like I think we're at the leading edge of it because of what we're doing, what we're going to do with Danny, what we've got with our lenders, what we've got with putting this virtual system together that we're working on, being able to adapt to Privy. All the systems and all that are going in the direction where it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to actually get deals done and more profitable and less time involved. Because there's that old saying, you can't get more your time back. You can actually get a little bit of it back by just being more efficient and having your income and your cash flow and all that stuff, and being able to have more efficient time. So you don't have to be spending hours and hours and hours cold calling, doing scripts, doing bandit signs, all that stuff. You can just, you know, literally Privy, if you're doing single family, you have a territory. Benson helps you set a territory. Maybe it's Indianapolis. We had a property sent to us that, for an example, 34% of ARV in Indianapolis is on market. You can call the agent, make the offer. Now you can do comp. You know, that's so much easier when it comes to your inbox. And you don't have to spend hours doing, you can spend out, you know, then you can spend that time working on the project or getting it flipped and rehabbed, and you know, then you flip it over to your agent, have them sell it. You're getting your time back. You know, it's not the time that you've already spent, but you'll get time back that you don't have to spend doing all the mundane, boring stuff that you used to have to do it. You had no choice. Now you have a choice. You can embrace technology, you can embrace systems and processes. You start, you know, like I said, you come into our group, we basically want you to learn everything there is to know about the funding, the lenders, how lenders work. I want you to know how Casey's company works and how they fund deals and how they source and everything like that. I want, you know, Willie's, you know, doing a lot of stuff. Obviously, Gwen, Cindy's on right now. All of our people that broker money or lender money, how money works. Do you understand how money works in this business, how the lenders work and all that? It's going to make it a lot easier to go out and get your deals done. You're going to structure them better. Your offers are going to be structured better. They're going to be structured so both the seller accepts it and the lender. That's what we want. And that's what we're going into this phase two kind of thing with the virtual system, with Danny's system, what we're still going to be doing on Facebook. We want to get people analyzing deals better, knowing the numbers, how the money works. And then basically, you know, you guys are going to get your time back and you're going to make so much more money. So that's kind of like I said, I've been studying a lot of other industry. I'm like a huge, you know, I have OCD studying some of the stuff I watch on YouTube on how things work and how to make things more efficient, you know, how to make things better for you guys. And that's why this whole group was started and why I also want to keep it smaller. I don't want to have thousands of people in it. And that's why I never did, because I can't, you know, here I can almost cater to everybody. Once it starts getting maybe 150, 200 people, you know, eventually, because there's a lot of people that kind of, you know, you guys can all bring a spouse and a business partner or two business partners, up to three people in it. Once we start having those kind of numbers, it starts getting a little bit harder at a certain point to actually be able to kind of, you know, have that personal touch that I like to have with everybody. You know, just trying to not be like, hey, I got 10,000 people in it, and guess what? You know, here's my video. You can watch my next, you know, I'm making 4 or 5 videos at a time. That's the only time you guys ever see me. You know, and I try not to, I don't want to be a guru. I'm not, you know, our group's about resources. You guys have been in it, know it. It's all resources, and it's human resources, and it's digital resources. It's the library, it's the databases. It's, yeah, it's basically you guys can pull whatever you need. And if we don't have it, you let me know and I'll find a way to go get it. So anything else? Anybody have anything they want to bring up? Any questions? I know Casey is on.
Yeah, I would say this week, y'all, because we got some updates on our commercial side that will let y'all hunt a little bit more.
Yep.
Hang on real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, so on our commercial side, Airbnbs not typically huge right now, unless it's like up in a Skinner ski winter ski resort. But
But good luck with
you
that
know,
because
I have 30 different ways to do that. Typically on Airbnbs, if you're doing short-term rentals right now, they need to be not just somebody's house in the middle of the city. I can get those done, but anything rural or anything like out in the middle of nowhere, it needs to be attached to a water source. So like a lake, a river, a massive pond in that area. It needs to have more of an attraction to it. So ski resorts, hotel resorts, stuff like that is what they're wanting to lend on right now. With commercial, obviously it's always going to be our, you know, warehouses, storage units, hotels, and building developments. As far as just buying land and holding it until you're ready, those are now getting more and more pricier by the day. So I would try to stay away from those unless they have the building plans already ready to go, because there's just they're gonna have to double close on it, or they're gonna have to make two closings on it, and the holding costs are gonna be enormous right now, and there's no equity in land. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then this week, I would kind of challenge y'all, start reaching out to commercial real estate agents. And letting them know that you can close commercial, and you put a personal touch on it. So like, you know, you work with Casey and Thomas at Life Changing Lending. It's a team aspect. They pretty much run everything. But if y'all ever need anything as far as like updates or anything like that, you know, you always can call Casey, Thomas, Derek, and you'll get your update. As far as like making sure stuff gets closed, we can get even some of the hairy commercial deals closed. So those real estate agents for commercial, typically they have to go to very, very big companies, and Life Changing Lending is not that. So they typically like that boutique style where they can just pick up the phone and call somebody, and they don't have to get run around or get like the loan officer assigned to it. They can just call Thomas or his LOA and get the updates. So that's what I would be looking forward this week. But it's going to be slow. You have Thanksgiving. A lot of the agents are just kind of like, you know, you got the real hungry ones, but a lot of the commercial agents, they'll probably take a vacation. But like Samantha, my commercial agent, she called me today. She's not taking a vacation. So she's like trying to get 3 deals closed, and she doesn't give a crap. So she's answering the phone no matter what to take on new business. So
and I
now
tell
what I
people right now,
Thanksgiving,
guys, you know, in case like I'm telling everybody, a good person to reach out is Danny. You know, because he does his commercial. He's got those listings in Evergreen. If anybody's looking for some good, you know, commercial deals, there's a couple of them right here in my where I live. I drive by him every day. He's got the listings on him. So obviously having him in the group helps a lot, and people just need to advice, talk to an agent about how to talk to an agent. He's the guy in the group to talk to about that, because you know he's phenomenal at it. And you guys, that's what he's building at Agents Gather. You know, it's phenomenal. You know, we definitely, you guys like Casey, like I said, I sent Clint that link to it as well. That'd be a good opportunity for you guys to get in there and be like one of the lead lenders in there when the REI side starts getting built, besides us, because I mean obviously we're taking 100 something people there, but it's incredible, and you guys have the mortgage side, so you guys would play a really big role on that, on his website, on his new Agents Gather. You guys would have a lot of business come from there. So especially being there from the ground floor, and it's all free for you guys as well, premium listings.
and
So
last my rant, y'all, this week I'm gonna be out for pretty much going to a new schedule. So my new schedule is 8 on, 6 off. It's going to be very limited during the day when y'all can get a hold of me.
yeah,
But Addison is going to be taking, like, if y'all email me something, Addison gets a copy of it. Not right away, but she'll be forwarded. So
Do you want her forwarded? Do you want it forwarded in the in Messenger? Want to like I forward this stuff to you?
yeah, just add her in as well because
Well,
she
yeah.
goes to go to Thomas if it's like a commercial. So she takes her
All right.
commercial to
Well,
Thomas.
yeah, we'll try to get her looped in on that deal with Corrado.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on. He said he's sending me the email.
Yeah. So
So I'm
he's
gonna
pretty.
work on
You may
that as
have it
well.
already because he sent me
Yeah,
mine.
tonight I got to finish up my OSHA 10 and then go and do
Oh, yeah.
and then I got to finish up
I did that a
it.
long time ago.
There's answers online, so I just but they have it. It's like defensive driving. You can't skip ahead anymore. It's logged,
Yeah.
so you just have to sit there and wait for it to read all 2 minutes of it, and then you can skip ahead. So I'm about to put Premier League on and sit there and watch it.
All right.
So
Okay, and then everybody knows on Wednesday night we're going to be doing income streams. We are going to do it last week, and then we kind of, with everything going on with Agents Gather and stuff. So we're going to be covering just a little bit on private money brokering, a lot of the wholesaling with our EMD. We're not going to be looking at wholesaling with double, with doing all the stuff that you guys see in grips that are kind of borderline. You shouldn't really be doing that because it's going to get cracked down on. We want people to use our EMD program. So I'll check with Glenn, make sure we're set up on there. Gap was a little bit trickier because people have to put money in there for 6 months, 12 months. EMD is live. So Wednesday night, we're going to do income streams. Obviously, we're not meeting next Wednesday night. And then Monday, we'll be doing, I think we'll have at least one or two of the lenders on. We'll have the new lender. I'm trying to see if John wants to come on as well. He already introduced himself since he's in the group. So I just want to try to fill out the lender group, and then we have everything. I'm still working on securities attorneys. I think I'll be able to get one or two in December because I want to bring Jillian, and she's kind of semi-retired. She still does like a few things but try to get Paul Vincent or Merrill Callis or Gene Strobridge on just to come in and talk to you guys about securities and raising capital. So you guys have all the resources that I have, but there's things I don't like. I'll just glance over it and say, this is what you should probably look at. These are the websites. It's SEC. It's so I can send that over to you. I'm not going to sit there and get into a lot of details because I'm not an attorney. But if I send you the SEC's website, you're going to get the same information I was going to give you anyway. So I'm just trying to make sure you guys know that. We'll talk about a little bit raising capital in December. And like I said, then when we come back from Christmas, our Wednesdays will be pretty much we'll still be doing Wednesday nights, but everything will be going on to Agents Gather. So anybody that's watching, you guys got to get your account. It's free. So take advantage of it. You don't have to pay for it. And then, hit up Danny and he'll get you set up in the premium. You got premium for life so it's a phenomenon. So it's free. It's just one benefit of having working with us is, you don't have to pay for it. And, because there's a free account that's always going to be free there for everybody. But to have premium, you're gonna have access to there's a lot of good people coming on board. He has probably 25 or 30 people that I've actually never met before that are on the traditional real estate side, as I guess we call it. And I'm learning a lot about some of that stuff. I don't want to get into that side because it's like you guys know I got a lot of stuff going through my head to help you guys, but it's just fascinating what he's built over there and what's going to be. It's guys, we pretty much are going to be building the investor side, our side. We're going to be everybody over there. So, Simi, you might be want to definitely get your account there. I don't know if you have or not. Just if you have, it's cool. Everybody that's listening, guys, if you're listening and you're in the group, get your account there. That's kind of like homework between now and Thanksgiving because it's going to be a lot of stuff over there. I mean, I can do so much more on the content there than I can on Facebook. Facebook is kind of limited, and what we also want to do is make sure I'm kind of like really skeptical on a lot of Facebook stuff now because of what they did to Jim's group. Like it had nothing to do with Jim. There was a guy in there posting something that was intellectual property of somebody else, and the guy complained to Facebook, and they vaporized his group. Like they didn't just go deal with that guy; they just got rid of his group. 10 years, 390,000. They would have hit 400,000 people in that group by now. They'd probably at some point hit 500,000 people. It was a great group. I mean, Jim, it was run well. He had like 20 moderators. I mean, and he let you do sharing Saturday. I got a lot of people I talked to in that group, and it's kind of sucks because there's a lot of people that I used to talk to that I can't find anymore. So it's hard to find people when you talk to them and you just, so this whole thing with Danny's group is going to be a huge thing for the industry. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be better than Bigger Pockets. It's just looking like Danny's put a lot of time and some of his own money into it. He's put some money. He's going to be putting some more money into it. He's going to be looking for investors to blow it up and things like that, monetize it. We're going to do events. He wants to do events, and we're going to try to do real estate events for our REI side. We're going to try to do live events and virtual events and things like that. And so it's going to be awesome. You guys will be obviously the virtual events. If just live events have to be kind of outside of the free for life kind of thing, because obviously there's some expense in getting hotels and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna open some of those to the outside, but there'll always be like some free parts of that event for our associates. So you guys have your own lounges and VIP status, and like you get a pay general admission but have VIP, whatever the perks are. VIP is like, I go to Ron Cleese, and the VIP would be the steak dinners. Obviously NPLA Pitbull Conference, it's pricey. You go in $1,000 or 14 is like $1,500. You're just going to attend $1,500 for like a day and a half, 2 days. Man, you ate well. You do not have to worry about you ate well. They cater well. It's on 5-star resorts. So it's awesome. So we want to be doing a lot of events. We're going to be doing some classes, some courses, things like that. Everything we're going to do in Lightspeed. The beauty of this is I don't have to, it's already built. All I got to do is go make the videos and put them over there. So I don't have to go to Las Vegas and spend like a week and be making content when I can just drive a mile away and make content. So that's going to help you guys. It's going to make me a lot more efficient. So with that, unless anybody has anything, I'll just quickly do the round robin to end things, like Monday nights. Let's introduce Evan. You're new. This is your first time here, so welcome. I'll take you off mute. So
Thank you.
yeah.
I'm sorry. You want an introduction? Or
Yeah, I just want to tell you something about
30
yourself. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I know I've talked to you, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So, but keep in mind, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. I am building essentially a small wholesale company where we're also going to invest in properties. I started brokering. I actually went through Lee Arnold's course, and what caused me some issue was the first couple of people that I was trying to broker loans for, everybody had horrible things to say about their experiences with
Kogo.
that Kogo.
Yeah.
So I started brokering for another more local group, and now I'm running into a bunch of people that I'm trying to figure out how to utilize private investors to join into projects, and now I'm needing one for me as well.
And we've got a lot of them in our group. We got a lot of people that can do that, and we're building. I mean, that's what I've been working on because I pivoted to that. I was very successful, and I don't know if I've ever come up in what you took and when you took it, because Gary Myers and all that, it would bring me up, things like that. But for me, it got frustrating trying to some of the same thing because there's so much animosity towards brokers, just like wholesalers, and they think you've already heard it all, so I'm not gonna, speaking to the choir. So we've got this group, and we've got a lot of people in it that are, we've got a former Federal Reserve banker as the transaction coordinator for our EMD program, which is associate to associate. We have a lot of people like Ginger just did a first deal, $2,500, just a small loan. She'll make $500 profit. But if she does that weekly, it adds up. And so we've got a transaction coordinator to help her do that. And she was Federal Reserve banker, so she's obviously moved a lot more bigger money than that, and things like that. So we put that group together. We are refining everything. We got all the resources in our files tab, over 100 downloads. So we've got all the contracts, all kinds of stuff people can download. As far as writing them, we always tell people then they got to still get their lawyer to help them, but at least you can see what they look like. What lawyer forms look like. We have the databases. We got thousands of contacts at hedge fund and family offices. That's where you might find investors. Our databases. You got to download those right away. I mean, they're right there in the files tab section. You get people. You can talk to Casey at his company. They do a lot of stuff. We got Willie Ingram, Simi's on right now. Gwen's obviously Federal Reserve. We got a lot of resources to help, and we're trying to build another group where we have just like borrowers and people to work with you. to build a client group for everybody as well. That's my next thing is to build a client group. And my friend, like I said, my friend Danny set up Agents Gather. Get a free account there. If you're in our group, you get a free, he upgrades you to premium for life, which is, if you're on that very beginning of Bigger Pockets, think about how big you're well known there. You can be some of those guys that have 5,000, 10,000 posts. I have 650, and I think I'm, pretty well known there. I can't imagine having 10,000 posts in there. Some of those guys do that. So that's kind of the nutshell what our group's really about. It's really flexible. We're personal. We're going to be doing a lot of pre-recorded stuff just because I need to make it load it for the other people, but we meet twice a week. Mondays is deal night, Wednesdays our education night. Other than holidays, next week we're not meeting Wednesday. We don't meet on Labor Day Monday, Memorial Day Monday.
And it's always going to be this time?
5:30, generally my time and Denver time. If
Okay.
we try to record it. We always record it. It's recorded right now. I'll post it in the group about an hour and a half, depending on the processing time. I don't edit it. I just go straight up and I load it so people can hear it unedited.
Okay.
That's on our Facebook group. And then, so if you miss something, you need to go back and if you can't make it, people have lives. People have 9 to 5s, they have children, they have, it's holidays. People got families. Whatever reason, it's always there. It's not as great as what it will be with Danny's Agents Gather because I can make it more. I can't make Facebook change for me. I've already suggested things to him and he's already making it. He's in our group, so you can hit him up in the group. He's an associate. His office is a mile and a half from where I live, so it's a lot more convenient to. But a personal friend of mine, so it's obviously he's a very successful realtor, luxury real estate in Evergreen, Colorado, which is the average home price in my town's $1 million. So we got like we got 5 properties right now over $20 million in our community. So it's pretty fluent. So he's, and he's got, a lot of background experience in online marketing and stuff like what he's doing now. So it's phenomenal what he built, and it's a great platform. Because I was going to go to Lightspeed, which I still might, which is a company that works with Grant Cardone and some other things. They've been around, and it's phenomenal too. But I was going to have to go to Vegas to make the content, and that's obviously expense and time. Where here, I don't have to do that. I can just go a mile and a half away, and I can, chill out. My bank's like 300 feet from his office, things like that.
Yep.
So it's nice and convenient, and it'll help you guys because I can give you guys my whole thing is about giving you guys resources. And if you need something and we don't have it, I'll try to get it. Can't guarantee it, but most everybody comes in and says they have more resources. If you're looking to get a flip loan, the guy in the right corner, bottom corner, Casey can help you. He can help your client. We got resources for almost everything now. We can cover almost the things we can't do are really we're still limited on trying to help people with like SEC stuff and raising capital. I've got some background, a little bit of background in it. We got the securities attorneys, but people who do that have to have a little bit more, to get people to give millions of dollars just to sit there and account. It takes a little bit more. But yeah, so we'd love to have you. If you want to join formally, we'd love to have you. And
another thing, Nate, Unapologetic Results actually has a spot in there to launch your own course.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, he teaches just sales, like not like
yeah.
He uses real estate as kind of like the backbone, but he used to be an online car salesman, so he just teaches like sales strategy and like how to walk through the process. He launched his course on there, and it's very, very similar to Lightspeed, and that's how the guy it off of it. But it's only for the entire CRM itself. It's only $90 a month.
Yeah, that's something I'm looking to do for as well. But I'm going to do a lot of stuff with Danny's.
Split the cost with me.
Let's talk this week or whenever you get a chance with your new schedule. Because I'm going to try to. I'm trying to put some. Yeah, because I'm trying to get Danny. Danny's going to create some stuff for us on his Agents Gather.
Well, one of the things that we were looking at doing was you can create as many courses in there as you want. I'm talking about Clint to just have it, to just basically send him a payment every time somebody swipes, and then they pay me a referral out of it, but launch the course on mine as well. if they
Yeah.
want to take it, because we have like quizzes and tests that they actually got to take to be able to come on full time with us instead of being a referral partner.
Yeah.
So there's
Well, we got room for
there's a lot
let's
of stuff in
let's
the phone system and everything.
we'll talk when you
Yeah,
actually just schedule probably maybe
I'm off tomorrow, so
yeah,
I'm
tomorrow
not
we'll
doing.
talk like tomorrow
Yeah,
afternoon. So
yeah,
yeah,
just call me.
like I said, a lot of our content's going to be over on Agents Gather, just because we have a chance to build that as from the ground up, and everybody here will benefit from that, from being one of the first, the plank owners as they call it. That's actually what they call like people in the SEAL Team 6 or Delta that were there for the first, for the first 100 guys or whatever each of those two commands. You guys know Delta Force had a successful mission last night. They got a guy that basically that one of those reporters that was working for CNN or something was in bed with Hamas. They said he got a visit last night from a couple of Black Ops. They actually arrested him for that. So yeah. So guys, we're pretty excited about it. So that's kind of your homework this week, guys, is two things. Get your account at Agents Gather and go through our list, go through what we've done. And if you're new, obviously having, stuff like that, kind of come up with an idea. If you come on board, come up with what you need resource wise. And then obviously when you get in, I'll give you a few weeks to look through what we have, and you can kind of see if there's something else we need to get, because I have a lot of stuff I can upload. I'm at the point now where I don't want to upload stuff people that, some people don't need. There's some people still are going to be doing the basics. And this is a group that basically caters to what your personal goal is. If you want to just flip houses, no one's going to say, hey, you're just flipping houses. If you want to build 20,000 apartment buildings, we're going to try to find the resources for that. So it's kind of making sure that everybody's welcome and everybody's on the same playing field. Like our lenders pay, just like everybody else they join. We want to make sure that everybody kind of knows there's a level playing field. It doesn't matter if somebody's just doing flips, somebody's just wholesaling, somebody's doing shopping centers, brand new build up, ground up. Kevin's family. They sold all their assets. You guys know that. So, you guys know Kevin's family sold all their car dealerships and their malls and stuff. Things like that. So I bought a car from his family back in the 90s when I was in the army. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of your homework this week. For anybody that's watching that's not on tonight, get your account Agents Gather, go through the downloads, go through the resources. Let me know what you need personally for your business, not really what the group needs, what you need specifically. We're gonna try to individualize this now. It's probably gonna take me December to January to get everybody done. I'll tell that people I'm not gonna be especially fast at it because I want to be more accurate than fast, and I want to make sure that everybody gets kind of an individualized look at how they want to, what their goals are, and what their business is, currently. What do you want to do in 6 months? What do you do in a year? We don't want to go much past that because there's really no point. We don't know what a lot of stuff will. Yeah, I'll be available. Um, so you can reach me. I don't know if you have my phone. I'll put my phone number in there. So a lot of people actually people call me up all the time. It's like because I'm used to calling on the messenger, which kind of sucks, guys. Sometimes it's like people call me on Messenger, and it's like I'm like get like hit up on my phone and Messenger at the same time. So it's like I'm stereo and then stereo again. Yeah, give me like 5 minutes just to kind of make a shift. I gotta do a couple things, and then I'm free. I can talk on my cell phone. So everybody else, like I said, I'm just gonna take the recording off. I appreciate it. I didn't want to go too much tonight. People are starting to get a little bit into the holidays and start checking out.
You want me
So yeah, cool.
Y'all can hit me up anytime. Like I'll text. It's just I'm not gonna be working on loan files, but like the one I did for Bill, there's a couple states. I'll just tell you to text me the details and then I'll shoot you the quote that quick. There's a few states, like there's one I'm working right now. It's probably gonna take me 2 weeks just to get terms on it because it's one of those states I never get anything for. So when I get a lead in like New York, it takes a minute, just because it's New York. But y'all have anything, or you connect anytime if y'all are new and y'all connect me with somebody that's wanting to buy a property and I can close them. once I close them and they're actually getting funded, I pay referrals for that. So that's
Yeah.
one way to make money. Um,
And
so
we're gonna,
just
and we'll
keep
talk
that.
about that Wednesday nights because Wednesday night we're gonna talk income streams, and that's one of them. We're gonna talk about how you can get paid for referrals, how you can get paid for brokering, how you can get paid for wholesaling, things like that. And then, I want people to
I
have
might
income.
jump on there for Wednesday, and I might bring Clint on for Wednesday. I'm going to
Yeah,
talk to him and see what he's looking at.
yeah,
Um,
bring him. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then I'll try to
I
get Gary on the
know,
cover. Yeah,
I know there are rumors where they're going to change the pay structures on that. A lot of it has to do with paperwork and us for the ability to track it. So we're going to actually attach like a broker's agreement to it, and
yeah,
it'll either say broker's agreement or a referral. And one of the things we're going to do is start putting it in writing, so you know what it is before we even get into the deal, and we won't take the deal unless that's signed. Or we're going to take the deal, but you're not going to get paid on it unless we get that signed back in DocuSign.
yeah,
So there's a lot of that because we're getting a lot of it has to do not with the referrals, but with the actual brokers brokering to us,
yeah.
wanting like 6 points up front. I got that the other day. I got one, he wanted 5 points. And I said, well, what are you going to do on this file? And he said, no, I'm just giving it to you.
Yeah, not
And I
for
said,
that.
so
Not
what
for
are we
five.
supposed to get paid? And he was like, y'all are only going to get paid half a point on it. And I said, no, like, I'm not going to do
Yeah.
all the work, get paid half a point. Like, you out of your freaking mind, man.
No, no,
Uh,
no. I'm definitely at that point. I'm like, oh, see, I got better things to do.
well, we have a 2 point minimum. So if you are a broker and you broker to us, it's a 2 point minimum.
Yeah,
And then whatever you want to add on. Plus, depending on the state, we have an investor minimum. And that's going to be so it's going to be us two with an investor one. So it's already at 3 points. And then whatever you want to tack onto it. Not always is it like that. And I'm always like, hey, talk to me before you like decide you're not going to send me anything. But just keep in mind, but we are changing that up, and Clint can spot that because they're working on the paperwork now just because some brokers are getting really, really greedy, and it's making it to where like they're wanting
yeah.
5 points off
And then
now
then they start
for a
wondering
hundred
why
thousand
people
dollar
hate us.
house.
Like we're right after wholesalers. Like, no brokers. It's like I didn't have that problem the first year after I started brokering. It was later. It was like maybe a year into it. I started getting people like, no brokers. What's up with that, dude? I just help. I can shop your deal. It's like it's like going to the guy who can shop 20 insurance companies for your car insurance, or you can go to the guy at State Farm, and you're stuck with State Farm's quote. You know,
Yeah,
Jake
and
doesn't
I
always
mean,
have the best rates.
for the most part, like the one I worked on today with Willie knows, like
Yeah,
here's the thing, us we're getting to where after about 3 or 4 referrals, they're gonna look at doing a broker agreement. I would say probably closer to 6. They're gonna switch it over to a broker agreement, and then you sit down with us and we actually go through it, and then we come up with an agreement for that for like the next 2 deals, and then after that. But for the most part, and a lot of it is because if we're starting to do volume with you, we're going to adjust it to adjust for that volume. So maybe it's not as expensive on our side anymore. But if it's the first loan with us and you're going to tell us you're going to send volume, but you're not sending anything, and like what you are sending are complete nonsense, um, or it's like just a one-off deal that got closed, like you got brought to it by another lender and that lender just cannot get it closed. But that kind of stuff right there, where it's really hard to give you a volume discount off of one deal that's not that expensive.
no,
So
exactly. And people are going to know that, and we want to definitely teach people that. I mean, I have all the stuff. The last time I did the broker stuff, I did it before you came on, Casey. That was probably July. Last time I did I do that every couple months, trying to tell people how to, I think you guys have a better grasp on that. If people want a broker, I mean, not only can they work with you guys, but obviously they can work with Vizio and things like Rock, things like that. Some better companies. Kogo is awesome to first degree, but they do have a reputation of being really, a lot of paperwork, and a lot of. But I love Lee Arnold and I love Gary because that's why I got my start with those guys. So
and I just say careful because not that I'm saying anybody in this group's going to just send garbage, but there's going to be a lot of people prying on newer loan people, and they're going to try to give you garbage that they couldn't get closed, and they've already got it's already been brokered 4 times.
oh yeah,
Then now the points are so ridiculous that we're barely able to get it paid on it, And we're going to be, there's ways to identify that because we're going to get them on the phone and ask how many times it's been brokered.
Yeah.
And if they're not direct to the actual borrower, then tip it. Like I know on a commercial deal, we'll allow one broker, maybe two, depending on the size. After that, sorry, we're not going to touch it. And there's also like, if they're not going to tell you the original person's name or the borrower's name, don't even waste your time on it. 9 times out of 10, they're trying, like, we need to know it because they're obviously not going to want to work on it.
Oh, exactly.
So we're not
That'd be
trying
great
to
if you can
coach
get Ryan on. I mean, if you can get Clint on, that'd be great. I'm gonna try to get Danny on to talk about Agents Gather.
I'll text him tonight and see if he can do a Wednesday. So it'll be 6:30. Yeah,
Well,
Wednesday.
if you can't do that,
jump
well,
on.
obviously Monday next week, and then everybody's gonna check out for the holiday.
Yeah, because me and I know they're doing some new stuff. I know he wants to talk about the course because he just spent like the last 4 weeks finishing his course,
Yeah.
and I know they were looking at I think Chris Bowden's going to take it. I'm not totally sure yet. I know they
They've been talking about it.
Apparently I'm supposed to take it just for fun. But
Well, I took I did 3 funding tours this week with Pogo, and by the third one, they were like, "So many people are signing up for this program. We can't really have you come to the next one because I became too much of a
with tests right now that I don't even, as much as I do want to take it just for the fun of it, I just don't want to do quizzes. I just
Dude, it's like me when I look at PPMs, because I like literally revised our PPM so many times because of COVID and afterwards that I can tell you, Kevin and Jesse can tell you about the days when I was just ready to. I was gonna have to go see my optometrist on like a daily basis because I was looking at a 96-page private placement memorandum to raise money every day. We're working on something in it. And I was like, I don't know how lawyers do this all for 20 years without losing their vision. Guys, hey, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna give me about 5 minutes or so, and then give me a call, and I'll be ready. We can talk, and then I gotta switch over our computers and so I can process this for the people not watching while I'm watching Monday Night Football. So yeah, I'll be great. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Let me take it off recording, and we're gonna discuss income streams, brokering, wholesaling, Agents Gather, a couple things, and then we're breaking for the holiday.